audio viewer. So if you're like me and you were working on something different on the bike, nothing to do with the fuel system, but you put some pressure on or lent on this fuel hose and it started dripping, don't ignore it, because eventually it will fail. And this recess here matches up with locking balls up here, and this top area here seals on an o-ring, so you don't want any burrs on there, which it shouldn't be unless it's been manhandled. So up in here is a little black o-ring. You can use a pick like this one and gently pull it out. You don't want to scratch the internals. Be careful you don't bump the center little piston in there, or fuel will spray out and get you in the eyes. So just be gentle. Pick that little o-ring out. It's the same o-ring that you use on your seals on your oil drains. So if you've got a few spare ones of those, you're in business. And then we gently want to massage that o-ring up there and really have a good look. Take a photo before and after, and really have a good look in there and massage it in. Make sure it's seated properly. If it's not seated in there properly, then you try and insert this, you're just going to destroy it. So obviously you don't want that happening. Bits of black fuel line, o-ring everywhere through your fuel line, all that kind of crap. So just take your time, be very gentle, and don't ignore it. If it's dripping, if you're putting weight on it or you've bumped it, it's a disaster waiting to happen. And if I can go back to my bench here and show you the one that came out. I don't know how much the camera is going to let me show you, but yeah, you just see how that just fell apart on me. There's a little tear there from my pick when I got it out, but I don't know if the camera will show you. It's all full of cracks. So that's what's happening with your fuel o-ring when you get a drip and think, oh, it's stopped, it's fine. It's not, it's just waiting to get worse and worse, and it'll have a big fuel puddle under your bike and who knows what'll happen. So anyway, give it a go. Alright, so you can see I've got a torch balance there on the primary case, shining up into that space. I don't know if you can make it out. I've sort of half pushed the o-ring up in there. It doesn't like going up in there because there's the retention balls in the way, and it's oversized. It's quite a big recess for the o-ring. So what I'm going to do now is use a Q-tip, a cotton bud. Not a very hairy one though, you don't want to put debris up in there, and gently just massage that up in there. Don't use your pick or whatever, you'll just destroy the o-ring in the process. But I'll just won't be able to get camera angle of it, but I'll just massage it up there with that cotton bud. So while I was massaging it in, started to get a pretty rapid drip from the check valve. So I've obviously bumped it a little, and it was sort of dripping a fair bit. You can see the puddle there. So I just kept stabbing the Q-tip in there to actuate the check valve until it finally stops. So don't panic if it starts. You can get to the bottom of it eventually. Just don't put something to catch the fuel and trying to get it on yourself, and keep pressing that check valve until you have some success. All right, so now I'll go ahead and check that o-ring position and we'll see how we're looking. Now you can see there, on that angle I can get my phone in, there's still a section that's not seated properly. So if you didn't realise that wasn't seated, you go to insert your coupler and probably destroy, pinch, cut that o-ring. So make sure you get your phone out, take some video from different angles and try and get to the bottom of whether it's seated properly. Well, looks with a bit with a bit of care and taking my time and double checking without rushing into it. As soon as it's on, no leaks, you can wiggle it. No leaks. Cool. Time to go riding.